Oh, jeez. Okay, so after being told about freaking Ghost Rider, I actually wanted to do Ghost Rider, and I also wanted to do Punisher, but I actually forgot that there was a Cosmic Ghost Rider. So, having said all that, I am doing What If Deku was the Punisher and also the Cosmic Ghost Rider. And I thought, nah, not that. Something else. What if Deku was the son of the Cosmic Ghost Rider? Because having Frank Castle do the thing is kind of weird. So I decided to have Deku be born from freaking Frank Castle and Inko Midoriya. So his name will still be Izuku, but his name will be also Castle. So Izuku Castle. So yeah, pretty much I don't want to do the whole story thing, but here's what's going to happen. Deku was born because Frank, after going back through time, doing everything that he could, pretty much nothing ever happens. He always keeps messing up, so he's trying to find his way to for some way to get Thanos to be good. He doesn't want to kill him, all right? But after the whole thing with fighting Thanos, let's say whatever happened there, it didn't happen. Frank was too weak, and by that, he decides just to go somewhere else. And he goes through the cosmos, but then gets sucked into a black hole. I don't know if Frank Castle can go through a black hole or something. And he reaches to the freaking My Hero Academia universe. But here's the thing. He spends time with Inko because he doesn't have nowhere to go, but he's much more younger. Let's say that he went through time and his age became different. So now he spends time over there. Inko and freaking Frank have a baby, and Frank wanted to teach him how to ride the Hell Cycle when he was just an infant, carrying freaking Izuku and basically putting him in a little pod so he can see what the whole fuss was about. And yeah, Izuku just did a lot of fun stuff with Frank, but here's the thing. Let's say a spaceship or something like that happens, and Frank has to fight them all, but one of them has shot through the freaking pod, the pod going into another dimension, due to the fact that the spaceship was trying to find Frank Castle, and they found him here in the My Hero Academia solar system. Now, the dimension just leads to somewhere, and it leads all the way to freaking what's it called? I forgot what that place was. The RWBY universe. Since if I get this correctly, he wanted me. Rico Toa wanted me to do. What if Deku was the Punisher? So that means this is freaking. How do I say it? Okay, Rico, like per request, you told me to do you as a female. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should do it or not, though. It's kind of weird. I mean, it's like to put one of my subscribers to do this. I don't know if this goes into uncharted territories, buddy, but I will try my best. Now, Deku is now teleported into a pod somewhere around I don't know what city it was. But let's say, since it's the RWBY universe, it's close by to where, how do I say it? Let me see the whole thing. Okay, so this is the whole map that I could find, and I forgot where he was at, but I saw that RWBY was at Vale, and I don't know where Vale, I know where Vale's at, but I don't know, like, if that was a school, or, let's say he lives where RWBY is at. But since Rico is the female character, and I don't, oh jeez, I know there's going to be, like, since this is like Ghost Rider Deku, he's going to get some, you know, He's going to, this is going to be R-rated, or rated R, or 18 plus. Oh, jeez, this doesn't feel right at all. But, like I said, Deku is going to be doing stuff like that anyway, because it's Deku. So, if we had to have Rico into this, yes. Rico is going to, Rico's, I don't know about the father and mother. Let's say that, Rico's father found him and is the same age as Rico right now. Now, I don't, give me a second here. Oh, jeez. Okay, so I'm going to, what's called, do a weapons, name, and 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I have one right here. Wolverine, which will be claws, I guess. Now, let's see, 3, 2, 1. And it's probably Cold Flame. All right, here, so remember that. Wolverine and Cold Flame. Rico Towa's, let's see. What's it called? Behemoth. So it's going to be a Warhammer, kind of like Thor's. And freaking Thin Ice. Alright? Thin Ice and the Warhammer Behemoth. Alright? So, that's pretty much it right there. Now, let's see right here. Now, over the past, let's say, 12 years, Deku and Rico have been always at each other's sides, fighting each other, almost killing each other because they made their own semblance. But here's the thing, Deku is going to also have different weapons. He's not going to just have Wolverine claws. He takes after his father. But I forgot what I just gave him. I think Cold Flame. Deku is still going to be a Ghost Rider. He's not going to be cosmic, but he will still have cosmic energy. But we're just going to give him a down version, just like the regular Ghost Rider. But he has half Ghost Rider, half cosmic powers now. Not only that, due to him going to this world, he somewhat gained a semblance, which will be Cold Flame. And since this is Ghost Rider, this will make sense. Now, Deku has experienced his own version of semblance, but Rico's dad, I don't know what to call him. Let's call him Hatsu. I'm going to forget the name. Let's just call him Hisashi. Hisashi has been always looking at Deku because his quirk, or, well, technically his quirk, his powers, and his semblance have kind of jumbled up due to the fact that his father's quirk, or father's Ghost Rider powers, his Inko's freaking telekinesis, which would still kind of make Hell Flame, but it's much more different because the semblance Cold Flame, which will also be there. So it's basically all jumbled up. When Deku sometimes unleashes Cold Flame, the floor will be iced, but it's also burning as well. It's weird, but Hisashi thinks it's probably, you know, his body kind of messing up, or it's making something new. Sometimes Deku goes to sleep, and he finds out that his face sometimes looks like it's on fire. Like another part of him is like burning and burning. And Deku gets scared. But Rico always comforts him because, yeah, she likes him. She wants to get on the... Anyway, so Deku and Rico have been spending a lot of time with each other. And Deku's freaking weapons have been mostly machine guns, miniguns. He basically has a whole lot of guns stored up into freaking, how do I say it, into different weapons. But this is when they're like, why do you have so much weapons, Deku? You should only have one weapon. Deku says, wait a minute, is that the rule here or something? And she's like, no, but it makes sense to have just one weapon so that way you can hone it. And Deku's thinking, well, why should I just only have one weapon? What if that weapon doesn't work? I always have to rely on something else. And this is when Rico, let's call her Rika. Rika, because, I don't know, just because. Rika always thinks, you know, okay, yeah, he's actually right. And this is when freaking, what's it called? What's his face? Yeah, this is when Deku just goes around, basically rides on his bike, not the motorcycle, just the bike. He's still a kid. And just talks to the locals. And is also friends with RWBY. Because like I said, he's in the same town as her. And with RWBY's freaking happiness meter always up. Yeah, Deku's fond of this. And they sometimes train and spar and they play video games and all that stuff. And yeah, this is when Rika is introduced to freaking RWBY. Both of them liking each other already. And I think Rika, like she says, she'll have some shorts, a hoodie, and freaking blue shoes or red shoes. She'll have one and one. Okay. This is when RWBY introduces them to freaking Weiss. No, not Weiss. To Yang. And yeah, these two are pretty much cool with each other. Deku always tries to race Yang with her motorcycle. But this is when Yang says, sorry, Deku, but you can't race me. This is a motorcycle. You just have a bike. And Deku just gets kind of mad and says, yeah, but this is... But... And Yang says, tell you what. I'll make a bet with you. If you get to beat me on my bike, I will give you a kiss on the cheek. But if you lose, you will have to admit that I am right. Or pretty much something else. He has to give Rika a kiss on the cheek. And Rika's blushy right now. Because, what the heck? Deku. It's kind of hard because she wants him to kiss her, but she doesn't want Yang to kiss him. So she's kind of mixed about this. So she says, it doesn't matter. And she's kind of looking away, but she's also like looking at what's going to happen. And this is when she says, all right, so we're going to go somewhere right now. And basically, Yang and freaking Deku ride all the way to the freaking very edge of town, which is kind of like 2 miles away. But wait a minute, I thought they were going to race each other right now. No, Yang drives Deku by herself. So that means Deku's holding having his bike, which is also a weapon. And basically, one day it'll look like this, but not right now. So, Deku just says, I told you, I can actually ride all the way over there. And she's like, yeah, but I want to, go to the store and eat something sweet. So, we'll have to just wait for that as well. Meaning that the sweets, or the sweet shop, is actually like a block away from them. So, she's basically thinking, if she wins, she can technically not drive back and forth. So just going there will be much more easier. Now, Deku gets off and reassembles his bike, which is basically, like I said, a weapon, but not yet. Now, Deku is going to ride, and Yang says, you ready, Deku? And Deku says, yes, I'm ready. This is when she says, all right, ready, set, and then go. This is when Deku just, puts the pedal to the metal, and he starts riding his bike. Yang riding her cycle, and basically Deku having to catch up. Now, like I said, it's 2 miles away. Rika is kind of nervous, and RWBY is pretty happy right now, because she's thinking, who is going to win? And Rika says, well, it's obvious, Yang is going to win. And Deku and freaking Ruby says, I'm not so sure. You can't just count out Deku. Look at him. He pretty much made all these weapons because, like I said, they're pretty much all friends now. And time has passed already. So, yeah, pretty much Deku is going to be, how do I say this? Deku is pretty much, how would I say this? I really don't know what I was going to say, but yeah, the race is still there. Deku is losing to her by a couple of meters. Then after that, let's say 3, then 4, then 5, because Deku's legs are giving out. Deku's trying all he can to basically ride as fast as he could, humanly possible, even with him using how you say it, his. I don't actually know what they use. I think it's let's just say it's energy right now, or ki, or something. I don't really know. But Deku's just pushing himself to the limits, and she's all like, "See, I told you, you lose." You should just listen to me when I say so, Deku. And Deku says, but I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. And this is when he gets mad. He's sad as well. He thinks he's going to lose, but no. Deku just gets mad, even more mad. And he starts to see fire in his eyes. He feels this heat around him. And a couple of seconds later, Deku instantaneously turns into the Ghost Rider himself. And he starts cycling even more, because it's not a motorcycle still, it's a bicycle. So this means that Deku is Deku's like pedaling so fast that it looks like what's called the wheels are on fire, and him using the pedals look like they're on fire, creating 3 hell wheels. So Yang gets kind of scared and says, what the heck is this? And Deku says, hold on. Just instantaneously, like if it was just what's called hammered to his memory, just says this, I am the Ghost Rider. And he basically just laughs, sticking the middle finger to Yang, her not even getting mad because she's stunned. And Deku is going very fast, and fast, and fast, until the streets itself are almost breaking. Deku was called breaking through glass, or not glass, was called, yeah, there's cars over there, and there's automobiles in freaking RWBY. So basically when he passes them, it's basically all crashed. Him breaking the sound barrier, and was called stopping, and actually reaching his destination. But due to the fact that his body isn't used to it, turns back, and plus he's still a kid, so he's not gonna automatically like stay overnight. He's the Cosmic Ghost Rider, so that means I think it was the powers as well. So even if he was in front of the sun, which is basically a Ghost Rider's weakness, or at least when they're not able to use their true powers or whatever, basically Deku just snaps out of it, and he's kind of like dizzy. Yeah, he's dizzy. Rika getting kind of scared and saying, what the heck happened, Deku? What were you doing, Deku? And he said, she's thinking, wait a minute, he turned into some weird creature. His eyes, they were different. His face, I couldn't see any hair and skin. And this is when Ruby's like, I told you he was going to win. Is that his semblance? And she's like, I really don't know. I think I remember him using like fire, but I never seen him use this. And this is when freaking Yang would walk up to him and says, well, you beat me. Not only that, it took balls to do what you did, kid. And instead of kissing him on the cheeks, she just basically wraps his arms around her and basically just does a 3-second kissing section with Deku, Rika getting angry and mad because Deku technically won. She forgot about that. a second ago. And she's like, wait a minute, Deku, how dare you win? You're supposed to lose. You weren't supposed to kiss that bimbo. And Yang gets kind of like, she's laughing. And she's like, yeah, I don't really care if you call me a bimbo. I see that you're jealous. And this is when freaking Deku just says, wait, what happened? What? Oh, jeez, why is my body on fire? And Deku just most costs snaps out of it and says, whew, oh, jeez. Man, I'm sweating too much. And this is when Yang says, yeah, you sweat too much. It's kind of weird how your semblance works. I never actually thought it was going to be like this. And basically, Rika says, yeah, I don't know about or why that happened, Deku. And Deku's like, don't know about this myself. This is kind of weird. And Deku just says, I'm pretty much hungry right now. So the whole Ghost Rider thing is pretty much of the past, and they basically go get something to eat. Now, after that, 3 years go by. RWBY, Rika, Deku are all 15, and they decide to go to freaking Vale Academy or something like that. I forgot what it was called. So yeah, they go to school, or basically the high school version of, I don't really know what's it called. Hold on. Okay, it's Beacon Academy. So yeah. Now, over the years, Deku and freaking Rika, basically have been killing a lot of Grim. Well, they've only killed low levels of Grim. So that means that they know how to kill them. And basically Yang has already been there, or is already going there. And now they go to freaking, they go with RWBY to the shop, and this is when everything's much more different. Now, Deku's first ever semblance weapon was freaking, how do I say it? It was the freaking Wolverine claws. Not only that, the Wolverine claws, when freaking, how do I say it? When changed, it's only 2 pistols. So it has double pistols, and then it turns to Wolverine claws. Rika's freaking semblance weapon is a shotgun, and it's basically, the axe looks like this. Okay, so it looks like this. But, give me a second here. I couldn't find anything else, but I used the axe shotgun. So yeah, it pretty much looks like this, and I know it looks much more different from Mjolnir's, but give it like a much more different style, and make the freaking Stormbreaker's axe a little more different, like technology wise, and not make it a deity's weapon. So yeah, you get this right here. Let's see. Okay. Now, while fighting freaking the dude with the hat, Deku just goes around and basically starts attacking freaking I really don't know what his name is. So please, like I said, I only watched it once. And yeah. So anyway, they're starting to fight. Deku just goes around him, trying to slash at him, but this is when the dude freaking dodges all of the moves and freaking kicks Deku in the chest and explodes his face. Him being knocked out, let's say 5 minutes, or a little lower than that. Now, Deku, freaking RWBY and Rika are both basically using their weapons and basically trying to slash and basically chop the dude in half. And both of them are getting the upper hand. And this is when freaking, what's her face? I forgot the. Okay. So, this is when the freaking airship comes in, picks up the dude, but Deku in his Ghost Rider forms says, "I'm not finished yet." Look, if the voice is bad, yes, it's bad, but I still like doing the voices because it's more fun now. Anyway, this is when Deku grabs his chain and basically pulls the freaking what's called the freaking whatever it was down, and the freaking whatever the teacher lady dude, or sheesh, the teacher basically grabs everything and puts it back to the way it was, trying to stop the freaking plane from going. This is when the dude shoots at freaking Deku, but Deku eats the whole freaking thing like a Tylenol pill. If you guys don't know where that's from, search up Daddy Fast Snaps Ghost Rider song. And anyway, Deku just pulls and pulls and pulls. This is when whatever that lady, like I said, I really forgot who all these people are. I just know the main characters, or at least the main characters in RWBY. So she breaks the freaking metal that is attached to the whatever, the machine or the jet, whatever you want to call it, the aircraft. And this is when, because she can't control the metal or something like that on Deku's chain because it's hellfire mixed with cosmic energy. So Deku uses his bike, which is now turning to a motorcycle, and with a minigun on top of it, chasing the freaking jet. But Deku eventually can't go and catch up to them. And let's say due to the fact that they teleported, I'm just pulling that out. I just did that. I know that sucks, but yeah. Deku getting mad and going all the way to there. Now, this is where I'm going to cut it off here, and yeah, pretty much that's it. So, I'm only doing this because the reason why I gotta finish my old ones, like I said, and I wanted to say this to all you guys. I want to do much more better in my what ifs. So, instead of doing what's called 3 times a day, I'm only doing 2 times a day. So that way I can, I can research up what I'm talking about without having to stutter all the time and planning out what I'm going to say. So yeah, I understand if you guys don't know, if you guys probably think that's dumb, but I really want to make my stories actually good to the point where I can want to listen to them. Because sometimes I just don't listen to anything anymore. So if I want to keep doing this, I got to do it right. I understand if you guys hate that thing or hate the fact that I'm doing that, but it's only a video less, all right? You guys will still get 2 more. You guys will still have 1, well, probably 1 in daytime, 1 at nighttime, or probably do 2 at nighttime. But I'm going to keep try to be more consistent with what I do instead of talking all the time and explaining everything. So yeah, like, comment, and do subscribe to the channel. And yeah, this is probably another reason why, because not a lot of views are coming in my way, so that means something's wrong with my YouTube thing, which is mostly the fact that I got to now, or I have to do much more better in my what ifs. So, this is the Fallout. What if you're here? Bye.